Katharine Zaleski, Senior Editor for Special Projects at Huffington Post.
Yeah, that's me.
Right. Yeah. You have been with Huffington Post from the start in 2005.
Yes.
And you have reached from 0 to 22 million unique visitors.
A month.
A month.
Yeah.
So, why? How
Why?
did you do it?
We basically have very efficient editors that work very, very hard to win search terms and to make a one-stop shop for a story.
Yeah.
And they continue to build on stories that are popular, and they see how people are reacting, and they go back and they add more coverage, or they'll add special blogs, or they'll add video.
But you made also a strategical change. I mean, what you thought from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, we migrated as more and more news was available on the internet. We started to have more and more sources to really be able to create sort of one-stop shops on stories.
So in the same article you had summaries for different sources and linking, and also feeds.
Yeah, Twitter, different blogs, comments, whole mix.
Yeah. So you could say that you have been living like a symbiotic relation to the social media. This could not have been possible maybe like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, social media definitely helps and promotes news stories. I don't know if, we could have still existed without social media, but it definitely makes the page so much better.
Yeah.
And it allows it to be passed around in multiple ways.
Yeah. And have you ever considered to make the Huffington Post in print?
No.
Why?
Because it just doesn't, it's a totally, in this day and age, it's just a silly model. I mean, you're wasting money on paper. And furthermore, you can't add to stories when you have them in print. Yeah. I mean, it's stagnant, it's dead. Yeah. Well, when you have it live on a website, you can keep adding to it. It's much better.
You see it more as a process.
Yeah, it's a process. When a story is written, it's not just written and put out there. It needs to be built on.
Yeah. And you have your Nico is live blogging, for example.
Yeah.
And
that's a great example.
Yeah. How is he doing? What is he doing on his live blog?
He wrote about Iran for at the day that the elections were contested. He just sort of stayed up for 10 days and just kept adding information constantly. Yeah. And he really became the authority on what was coming out of Iran, what people were writing about Iran. He had people translating stuff from Farsi to English. He had people sending him letters and videos and really providing information that was amazing.
Was he also the source for Iranians in Iran, you think?
Yeah, sometimes Iranians would send information via a friend to Nico or Twitter feeds. Yeah, people in Iran were definitely corresponding with him.
Okay. And what do you think Huffington Post have added to the democracy and freedom of speech in the U.S.?
Oh, I think Huffington Post and there are many sites that are doing it, and many social networking sites like Twitter, Facebook, Dig, that are allowing people to basically promote news that they want to promote and talk about news that they want to talk about. No longer do we have a system where a few media companies controlled what was being published. Yeah. We now have society basically saying what they want to be published and what they want to extend the story on.
And you felt like the media, the mainstream media in the U.S. were like played by the Republican administration for like the war in Iraq and other things. That's the reason for starting Huffington Post, right? Yeah,
well, there was a lot of stories that were dying on the vine that were very important stories.
Yeah.
Or that hadn't been reported, that had only been reported a little bit or hadn't been reported correctly, or they were basically a lot of newspapers that were just sort of functioning as mouthpieces for the administration. Okay.
Are you seen as a leftist site in America, or like liberal? Or?
There's no such thing as liberal and Republican. There's Democrats and there's the Democrats and there's the Republicans. Liberal is a word that it marginalizes people, and the majority of Americans' issues that Republicans brand as liberal are really issues that majority of Americans actually want. Like getting out of Iraq, for example. So the brand of labeling us as liberal or conservative, I don't buy. I think we really highlight hypocritical news.
You have all kind of political views among your 3,000 bloggers.
Yeah, people definitely.
Yeah.